Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. If you like this video and want to see more tutorials and videos featuring me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out. Okay, please excuse the way I look right now. I've done my eyebrows in preparation for this look, but I don't want to do my face makeup just yet because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on the eye. And the palette that we're going to be using today is the Morphe 35I Icy Fantasy palette. And the first thing you notice obviously is, oh my god, these flies. And then the second thing you notice is this beautiful packaging. I've never seen anything like this before from Morphe, and I just love it. It hits all the right notes for me. It's got the holographic, it's got the pastel kind of marbly look going on, and that also follows on onto the palette as well, which I'm just obsessed with. I just love this. It's so pretty. I actually went to the Morphe store in Melbourne to try and buy this, and they were sold out, so I had to order it online, because I guess everybody loves this palette as much as I do. If you haven't seen the palette, this is what the shades look like. They're all pastels, so it does just kind of look like my light's washing it out, but it's actually, they're just pastels. So we've got all the nice matte pastels here, and then we've got like a pressed glitter and some shimmery shades. This one looks gorgeous. You can't see on camera, but it's like a shimmery white with like a purpley blue, like holographic kind of feel to it. So I'm so excited to start using this palette. I haven't used it yet. So let's just get right in and start the makeup, start the tutorial. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a base for my eyeshadow. So I'm taking my P.Louise base in the shade Rumour 0 and a concealer buffing brush, and I'm going to apply this to my eyelid, and I'm just going to kind of apply this in my crease area because I'm going to be removing the product on the eyelid anyway, so we don't want to use product when we don't need to. And I'm just kind of dabbing this on. I don't want to kind of brush it too much because then you lose the opacity. We want it to be very white so that the pastels show up very a lot. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with 4 different shades. So I'm going in with this green shade, this green shade, this blue shade, and this purple shade, and taking this assortment of 4 brushes. 3 of them are like domed crease brushes, and 1 of them is like an angled kind of brush, but these are all going to be used to stamp the colors on into the crease. And then we're going in with these 4 different blending brushes, and we're going to blend those out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the purple on the inner corner and work my way out. So go purple, blue, green, and then green. So the lightest green on the outer corner of the crease. And yeah, then we're going to blend those out and blend the colors together so they kind of merge to create a bit of a rainbow kind of vibe. We're also going to be winging out the eyeshadow, so make sure that the way you place the crease colors kind of reflects that. Okay, so we've got the crease colors in there. It's looking a little bit crazy at the moment, but it will get better, so you just have to trust the process. And it doesn't matter if it's not completely blended like perfectly, because we can always go back in and do that after. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with some micellar water and a small flat rounded concealer brush, and I'm basically going to be carving out the crease. So using the micellar water to carve out a winged cut crease shape, and then taking a cotton tip and wiping that off and just getting all the product off the eyelid so that when we lay down the eyeshadow base, it's going to be a nice blank canvas. Alright, so we've tidied up the crease. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking this small flat and rounded concealer brush and my P.Louise base, and I'm going to carve out what I've basically just carved out, but I'm not going to worry about bringing it down onto the eyelid, same as before, because I'm going to be carving again after that. So I don't want to do too many layers of the base. So yeah, I'm just going to do pretty much just like a thin line. Okay, so I've got that carved out, and it's just, as you can see, like a thin line or a thick line. And before I move on to the other eye, I'm going to quickly go in with this grey shade here, and I'm popping it on this tiny little eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to set the base that I've put down using that grey shade, and making sure that it's nice and opaque and packed on so that you get the most amount of pigment. So we've got this kind of winged shape going on here in the eyes, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the micellar water and the brush and the cotton tips, and I'm going to re-carve that out just to get the excess grey eyeshadow off the eye, because when we're putting pastels on the eyelid, and the grey is just going to make them go all murky and not going to be as vibrant as it should be. So yeah, we want the base to be nice and clean. Alright, the look is really coming together now, which is very exciting. I'm excited to see the end product. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to carve that out again using those same products that I was using before. But once I carve this out, I'm going to go and do my face makeup straight away, just so that I can get this white base blended in with my concealer before I start blending the color onto it, because I don't want it to be a sharp line. I want it to blend out nicely, so I want to have all my face makeup done before that. Okay, so that step is done, and obviously now the base has gotten a bit creased and whatnot, so I'm just going to quickly go over the parts on the eyelid where it's all messed up and just get that so it's nice and even, so I can start placing color onto it. Alright, now that the base is nice and clean, I'm just trying to keep my eyes shut so I don't mess it up. I'm going to go in with these 4 different all over shader brushes and applying the same colors as in the crease, although I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do the purple on the outer corner and the green on the inner corner. Okay, so that is the top of the eyes complete. Now I'm going to bring those same colours under the eye to smoke out the lower lash line. So I'm using the same 4 brushes that I used on the eyelid, and I'm going to do the same as what I've done on the eyelid, and purple on the outside, working my way in. And I want to make this purple bit here blend in nicely with what I'm doing under the eye, so that it's less of a line and more like a smoked, smudgy kind of effect. Okay, now I'm going to add some colour into the waterline. So I'm going to be taking my NYX Vivid Brights cream colour in the shade Blueprint and a little eyeliner brush, and yeah, I'll put that in the waterline. Okay, now for highlighting, I'm going in with the same palette, and I'm going to take this shimmery white shade here, and I'm going to use this to highlight my whole face. So for my face highlight, I'm going to be using this fluffy highlighting brush, and for my inner corner and my brow bone highlight, I'm going to be using this small pencil brush. For my lips, I want to use a nice light nude shade, so I'm going to be taking my Lime Crime Lip Glaze. This is in the shade Cash. Now the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and lashes. So the lashes that I'm going to be using are these XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These are in the style Exotic. They're crazy huge and they're just crazy lashes, so you can opt for a more natural set of lashes, but I just like these ones because they look great in Instagram photos, so I'm going to wear these ones. I'm going to pop these on off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here we have the completed look with lashes. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. I love the pastel colours, are nice and soft, and I've never actually done a look like this before where I do all the colours in the crease, you know, flipped on the lid, which I think is a really cool effect. And I just have to put this out there that I'm really impressed with this palette. I think it can be quite hard to do pastels that have enough pigment, and these eyeshadows, all the ones that I tried anyway, they're super pigmented, they blend really nicely, like super easy. I almost really didn't have to blend them at all, and I really like the shimmery white that I used for highlighter. You can't really see it. Oh, you can see it there. It's quite like a chunky glittery type eyeshadow, and I actually ended up having to use my finger to apply it like to my nose and my cupid's bow. So I think that's probably the best way to apply that shadow, and probably the same with a few of the other shimmers in here because they do look kind of similar. I'm also very excited to use some of the other pastel shades in this palette, so more like pink and orange and yellow tones. This look is quite like a cool toned look. So expect to see an influx of tutorials using this palette because I'm not going to be able to keep my hands off of it. So yeah, definitely a good investment. I also think that a lot of the pastel shades in this palette will look really good just by themselves, like just as a single color look. So I'm probably going to try that soon as well. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then please thumbs up and subscribe and tick that little bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.